I wanted to bring you a couple pieces of information before we actually get the video started. I knew that we were, for the most part, not going to have 1.5.6 this week. And I got that information earlier this week. However, I didn't feel like putting it in an actual video. I didn't think there was enough content to actually do that, so I released it on Twitter. I am on Twitter and I only release information that is going to be relevant. So it's not like there's going to be 30 messages a week. I think I only did 3 this entire week. So it is a platform that is just going to be used to give valuable information that I learn, or if something new comes up in the channel, like a tutorial or music video, or I start a new series. So it's not going to be for every time that I go ahead and I put up any type of videos. So if you want to find out this information before the beta branch on Friday, I highly suggest follow me on Twitter at Flesson19. I am not sure how many people realize who that is, but that is the real name of Dev Mexico. He is actually subscribed to my channel. This is a video that was specifically put up for him about trading. So if you have anything to say, I highly recommend that you make comments in videos, because he does watch my channel from time to time, and especially when I'm putting up videos for him, he is going to look at it, and it is a chance to get your voice heard. Instead of just being on the forums, this is a separate platform so you can get your voice heard. So I highly recommend that you make comments about things, so when he does look on here, he can see that it's more than just one person that might have an opinion on it, and that is just more fuel he needs to try to get things taken care of. So I highly recommend that you make comments on stuff that you want to see or that you don't like in the content, and that way he can see it for himself. So without further ado, let us get to what you really came here for. Hello everybody, it's Flesson19 and welcome to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord Beta Branch Update for December 11th. Well, we have some news and we have some not good news. So I will first start off by saying we still have absolutely no word what is going on with death right now in the game. This has now been over 2 weeks, and for some reason they just will not respond. And I just don't know why. I'm at a complete loss. It's very frustrating that we can't get any word as to what is happening. It's like nobody will be able to say anything. So I wish I had some good news for you concerning it, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm at a loss myself. I've exhausted every source I possibly could to find out, and I just cannot find out what's going on. If I knew anything, I would let you know. I don't know anything. So there's really not much more I can say about it. We just have to keep waiting. As far as 1.5.6 is concerned, that I knew would not be out this week. I released that on Twitter, but I think next week is a good chance of it. There has been quite a lot of activity on the Steam database lately, and I do know that there is going to be some multiplayer content in it. So I feel like, as I said before, that it is going to be a content-heavy patch. I really feel that way. So I still feel that way, and I think next week looks to be good. But, you know, obviously it's not 100%, but I feel confident that it's coming up soon. But be careful with those words soon, because as we know, things can come up and things can change. So take that with, of course, a grain of salt. We did receive one bit of patch notes last week. This is what we did end up getting. As you can see, there is a little bit on there. So they did do some stuff. However, this is the only communication we basically gotten on the forums. That was it. So in 2 weeks, this is what you get from the devs. We've gotten this right there, and that's it. So, it's okay, especially considering they did do a couple things that really did make me happy, of course, with the gaining EXP for Steward for Castle Governors, which was brought up by somebody in my channel. So that was really cool. But there are still some things in the game that do need some work. As far as the bugs are concerned, there's not a whole lot out there, as a lot of things have actually been fixed. So there's not a ton to go around. Little stuff here, there, just, nothing major and really far out there. We do still have some things that are lingering. Sieges do seem to be getting better for some reason, but they still aren't there. I did have a problem where I disbanded a caravan and they went to a castle instead of a town. And when I went to the castle, they weren't there. So the only way for me to get them was to kick them from my clan. Then they went to a town. I went to go and reinvite them back into the clan. However, that caused a tiny little bit of a problem because I gave them good gear. Companions are hireable upon their gear that they have. So because he was in great gear, he cost me 30,000 to get back. One way that you can try to avoid having that happen is going to your clan menu. When you see parties down here for caravans, it will tell you what their approximate location is. You can wait a little bit of time, look again, and keep looking until they get close to a town. Then you can go ahead and disband them from there. I did put in a bug report, and hopefully they will get that changed soon, so that way they will only disband to towns. There are a few things that are on the horizon, though. One thing that I did get a message on was going to be roguery. They said that they will have this up to date because you do not gain for caravans, you do not gain for having bandits in your party. We did get a message saying that that is already going to be fixed. It will be implemented in the next couple of patches. And the reason why I believe they're saying the next couple of patches is because they already might have 1.5.6 done. So therefore they don't want to introduce anything new into that, because that would cause them to have to retest everything all over again. So I'm not sure if it'll be in hotfixes or in 1.5.7, but roguery fix is on the horizon. As far as smithing is concerned, as you can see how much this bad boy is worth, I could sell it for 120,000. It is very easy to take a few low-cost materials and make them into a nice two-hander and sell it for a lot of money. That is going to be corrected. You're not going to be able to make a boatload of money off of stuff anymore. I will say, let us hope they do not go overboard on it. Because while you shouldn't be making 120,000 for one item, you should be making money. So that's always a fear with Tail World, that they might go overboard, in which the item won't even be worth as much as the materials it costs to make it. One big project that is going on, and it kind of falls into everything together, is going to be rebellions. I don't know how many people have been paying attention to it on the forums, but you're going to actually have it where towns, or we would say lords, will rebel from you. And they will take those towns with them, and they will form a new kingdom. That is something that has been in the works. It will not be included in 1.5.6. We're thinking it could be 1.5.7. So that is something you will have to look out for. There's also another thing that is coming up, and this is what you need to pay close attention to when you play games, and that is when you go to actually raid villages. If you raid villages, it will actually cost you relation with the kingdom that owns that village. making it harder for you to join that kingdom. So the people at the beginning of the game that love to raid villages, be careful that you're not raiding the village of a kingdom that you might want to join, because it will end up costing you. 1.5.6, we should see the snowballing changes as to where everything just goes absolutely haywire in the game, and the Kuzites and the Battanians are taking over. That is supposed to be worked on. So we shouldn't be seeing this happening as much. Now, these are a work in progress by Mexico, so don't expect everything to run perfectly smooth. He is continuing to work on it, but he is trying his best to balance the game. There will also be more things contained in additional clans, but that is something that I highly recommend that you check out on the forums. There's a very long thread called Snowballing. If you go to the main discussion board, it is at the top. It is not in a sub-thread. It is just in the Bannerlord main discussion. You will see one posted by the devs, AI Snowballing. I highly suggest you read that. It is very good and tells you a ton of information on what Mexico has been working on. Besides that bit of information, there is not much else in the game. We are pretty much, from that point on, status quo as to where we were a week ago. Excluding the death, what I'll call still a bug, that is out, there is no real reason not to go to 1.5.5 compared to 1.5.4 unless you're in the middle of a playthrough. There's really no more content they're going to add to it. They're ready to go to 1.5.6 as soon as it is tested. The only thing to, of course, be concerned about is the death bug. And the reason why I call it a bug is because only player-run battles do people have a chance of dying. They do not have a chance of dying in AI-run battles that are simulated throughout the entire map. I've had companions out running groups for over 1,000 days and nobody's ever died. They only die in your battles. So if you go up in a battle against another lord, that lord can die. There's a chance of it. So that's why I still call it a bug. So the best thing that you can do, unfortunately you won't be able to have kids at the very beginning of the game. When you create a new game and it comes up to the difficulty settings, you can disable birth and death. As I said, unfortunately you won't have kids, but you will not have to deal with this nasty death bug that the devs refuse to even talk about. So 1.5.5 is good to go. We're still waiting on the death bug, and for 1.5.6, which hopefully we will have soon, I think it's a very good shot next week for 1.5.6. They're just finalizing some testings, but I think with all the multiplayer content they have going on, that's why it's taking so long. But I really feel they're right there. It could be a Monday, Tuesday thing. So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you everybody for watching. Welcome to all the new people that are continuing to follow. As always, take care, and thank you for watching.